The tree we decided not to move too much. It's created a nice habitat for our turtles and our raccoons. Nature's taking care of itself. Oh, it looks like we've got a baby gator on that log. You see that striped gator there? Let's see if I can back up a little bit. We've got some squirrels this morning. I wonder if that gator is interested in that squirrel. Now the young gators are going to have that orange stripe.
Yeah, I see it.
And they always keep the orange stripes, but as they get larger, of course, it just spreads through their body and becomes more faint. But it's real. Really tell that that one's maybe a year, maybe 2 years old. You see his spotted tail there on the log? He's facing away from us at about 3 o'clock. Right in the middle of the log. I've never seen the young'un sitting on the log there. Yeah, see where the little knot hole is? See his tail draped over there? I don't know. I imagine they would eat a squirrel if they could catch it. I think the squirrel could be faster than he is. But he has been hanging around in that little area there amongst the weeds. So the level of the river is very high right now with all the rain that we've had, which is really nice. That just flew by. There's a nice swanee cooter swimming past. We've got the cattle egret passing over. Up ahead to the right on land there, we'll get a little bit closer, see what is sitting on shore there.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice one. Yeah.
Good eye. So if anybody wants to count gators for me, we can. We've called out at least 4 so far. You could be my gator whisperer. So the bird that we're seeing on the right here and just flying past is a very young little blue heron. So he's just getting his colors. Generally, when the water has been shallow and these sandy areas in the middle. Oh, here's another small one. The youngins are really out. You see, he's got the stripes too.
Number 5, right?
Maybe a year old, maybe 2. They'll grow about a foot a year as long as they have plenty to eat.
Is that one?
But generally, the middle here is a sandbar.
Try this one.
And the sandbar, of course, is going to attract a lot of the gators to sit out and get some sun. So it looks like everybody's going to have to be on the shore today. We also have an active osprey nest. We're getting ready to pass it on our left at about 10 o'clock. A big bald cypress tree with a big bundle of sticks up at the top. It's a beautiful osprey nest. If we're lucky, we'll see the parents fishing. We have another cormorant in the center of the river on that bunch of cypress knees there. How close are we getting to this guy? So, how big do you think he is?
4.
How graceful he is. about 4 or 5 feet long, yeah. Those little bumps on his back are called skeets. They have blood vessels running through them. They're almost like little solar panels to help them keep warm, because really a reptile's job most of the time is just to stay warm, cold-blooded animal. So everybody's kind of trying to look for some sun this morning, but we don't have too much sun yet. At about 2 o'clock. It looks like he's found where he wants to stay now. He looks to be more like 6 or 7 feet, huh? And he was able to dry out a little bit. See how his coloration is different when he gets dry? And they're always smiling, aren't they? Now a gator, if they live to be 40, 50 years old, could go through 1,000 teeth in a lifetime. Their teeth are stacked like Dixie cups. And when they lose a tooth, another one pops in, kind of like the great white shark. Little show. Nice. And they're pretty used to us being there. You see, they didn't scatter off. They're pretty used to the boats. A lot of the critters have been born and raised here. I mean, who wouldn't want to stay here, protected from man and as many pollutants as possible? Oh, let's see. Yes. Yes. You see a nice Antingo with its wings spread out. It kind of looks like they've got a little crocheted shawl. And here's a nice little cormorant fishing, so you can see that guy going down underneath the water. There are a lot of crawfish in the water here too. They really like the crawfish. But this Antingo must have gone fishing. See that white lacy design on his wings? Fur wings, I should say. That's a female. Hey, pretty lady. Yeah, they'll go down underneath the water swimming. They'll spear their fish, bring it up, throw it up in the air, and eat it head first. Delicious. Oh yes, they're very large. Let's see. Yeah, we have a very large gator called Joe Jr. I don't think that's Joe Jr., but look at the width of his belly. That really indicates the age of that gator too. He is big and wide. He can eat very large things. Gators will eat anything that's smaller than they are. And you see how they go up into the grass and they kind of make like a little track? We call them gator tracks. And they'll just sit there and they'll wait for something to walk down that track right to them, and all you have to do is open their mouth. I mean, they don't generally want to work very hard for their dinner. Yeah. The biggest rounded trunk tree that you see here to the right is 500 years old. We were able to bore it, tap it to get its age. So we don't have to cut it down and count the rings. But the Indians used the bald cypress trees to carve their canoes, as the cypress part, especially of the tree, is impervious to water rot. And the ceilings of the lodge are also made from reclaimed cypress from the river. So when you get to the lodge, look up at the ceiling. Some of it is painted by a German artist, and some of it is just, its natural coloring is very beautiful. We can get another look at our osprey nest, and I can't really tell if anybody's in it or not. You'll be able to see better than I can. I always wish we had a glass top roof. Cypress knees at the base of those trees will provide nutrients through the air for the cypress trees, also give us some stability with the root system. Because when you think about it, how many times have you ever really seen a large cypress tree blown over or fallen over? Not very often. Yes, there is active movement in the nest. Yay! So the eggs that they'll lay about 4 eggs. They're cream color with little brown spots. The male and the female will tend to the babies in the nest. But they are sometimes confused with the bald eagle. Their nest isn't quite as big as the bald eagles. But we're glad the eagles are not here in the park right now because they will harass the ospreys and disturb their nesting habits. Here, the herons have been nesting. We're hoping that the blue herons, the great blue herons, have been nesting in the woods and that we'll see some babies soon. Within the forest, they don't nest along the river. That's the gator track. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Posters for Joe Panther and Tarzan, Creature from the Black Lagoon. 40s and 50s, the movie producers thought that this was a great place to make a movie that resembled the Amazon. The Creature of the Black Lagoon was the very first 3D underwater film ever made. There's been another film recently made at the lodge called The Waiting, about a haunted lodge. It was filmed here in Wakulla Springs and in places in Tallahasse. It's gotten pretty good reviews. It's been accepted in some international film festivals. So the Wakulla Springs movie history continues. You can still stream The Creature of the Black Lagoon if you've never seen it. The man who wore the suit, there's a juvenile little blue heron just flying ahead of us. The gentleman who wore the suit, his name was Rico Browning. He was a lifeguard at the springs at the time. The first gentleman they hired to wear the suit discovered all the snakes and gators he had to be amongst, and he quit. So they offered the job to Rico Browning, who was also an FSU alumni. They had to weigh the suit down with 70 pounds to keep him underwater, and he got to the point where he could hold his breath 3 to 4 minutes. Now the area straight ahead of the bow, it looks like a pile of dead branches, is where the creature emerged from the lagoon. So as we passed there, you look deep within there, and you could not pay me to go in there. So he was pretty brave. Mr. Browning went on to produce the television series Flipper and Sea Hunt with Lloyd Bridges.
battery for the...
Oh, hi. Hi.
I'll put this together.
Hi,
You can watch it later.